We have so many flowers that we're doing a separate video on the flowering at the southeast section of the grove. Right here is a Hayden tree that I've top worked. This area is Juliet and Julie. And the Juliet side, you see a lot of flowers, very noticeable, nice red stems. Julie over here is just slightly behind. It's got flowers, but they're just not as noticeable yet. So over here we have Kit Mango, and we've got flowers emerging here. You can see that. Probably those are the most easy to see. Here we have two Namdok Mai trees, and this is the same thing that happened last year. We have one part of this tree, this second tree, that is like a separate branch that is covered with flowers. The rest of that second tree, no flowers, and no flowers yet on this first Namdok Mai. So we'll have two seasons here. This is all part of that upper branch. We have a Namdok Mai back here. Oh no, it's not Namdok Mai, sorry. This is lemon meringue in this area. It's really getting crowded out by the Namdok Mai on this side and Gary on this other side. So right now I am not seeing any flowers on that Namdok Mai. But here we have Gary, and Gary has put out a lot of flowers. They're a little bit more advanced up on top, and younger flowers here. This is a Madame Francis that I'm converting to another variety. The back part is Madame Francis, but since we cut that back so dramatically, it's not flowering. That's very vigorous growth there, and so it's in the growth phase instead of flowering. You have to be sort of calm to flower. But here's Carrie. It's one of many Carrie trees, and we've got a lot of bloom emerging here. It's a little bit more advanced up top. This is another Carrie tree. Same thing, older bloom up top. This is Tess Pollock, and looks like a lot of bloom. I'm hoping for a lot of fruit this year. We didn't have a lot of fruit last year, but this year the bloom looks really good. It's a phoenix. A lot of bloom there. Here's coconut cream. Not every branch end has flowers, but we have quite a few flowers. More on the top than on the sides, but it's definitely blooming. This is more Carrie trees. All have bloom on them. This is Valencia Pride. Got a lot of bloom up on top. Not as much on the lower levels. It's another Carrie tree. More bloom. Sort of a theme for this particular area, a lot of Carrie trees. Here's two more Carrie trees. Both of them have a lot of bloom. This is another Tess Pollock tree. And this is looking gorgeous. The bloom is a little bit older than that other Tess Pollock, and just a lot of it. This tree right here is Alfonso, and we're on the south side of the tree here, and so on the south side I'm seeing a few blooms. So we've got some bigger ones over on that side and some emerging ones in this area, but not a lot of bloom showing yet. One of my recent top work things, so of course it doesn't have bloom on it. Here's a lemon meringue, and it's just not showing many flowers. Yeah, I really am not seeing any flowers on this one. But, you know, don't worry, they are coming. Here's a tree that I top worked, put a lot of seedling varieties, the interesting seedlings, on, grafted those on this area. On the back, though, is cack, and cack is flowering. I'm hoping, of course, that these flower, because I'd like to taste the fruit, but we've got cack forming right now. It's another lemon meringue. Yeah, not seeing any flowers there. Lemon meringue on this side also. It's like slow to the party, I think. Here's Glen. We've got one flower right here that I'm seeing. Oh, two. So, you know, there's a lot more bloom potential here on this tree. This is another Glen. Got this area has more flowers, but again, there's going to be a lot more bloom coming on Glen. Glen is one of those reliably productive and disease-resistant trees, and so you know, there's no reason why it can't produce a lot of fruit this year too. Here we have more carry, and we see more bloom here. So those three trees are all blooming carry, and these are still Glen on this side. So we have a little bit more bloom here. Really, we gotta wait a little bit longer to have impressive bloom, but there's some more Glen bloom there. Well, that's a pretty sight. There is just a lot of carry bloom over here, and wonderful lighting for that. This is another Valencia Pride. This one is also. And I'm not seeing bloom on this. And that could be related to the timing of pruning these trees. Hopefully it will bloom, both of them will bloom probably at the same time, but hopefully very soon. This is another carry tree, more bloom on that. This tree here is rosy gold. Got a lot of bloom on rosy gold. This is fruit punch, looking gorgeous. Probably will be getting a prop stick to hold this up when the fruit starts forming. But yeah, lots of bloom on fruit punch. Here is Seacrest, and this is a big change from just 2 weeks ago. We've just got a lot of bloom on Seacrest. Here's Floragon. Of course, there's a lot of bloom on that too. It's a reliable producer also. Here we have another one of our lemon meringue trees, and I don't see bloom anywhere except for this particular area. So this section of the tree is just a little bit ahead of the other part and those other trees that we already looked at. Here's Duncan. We've got a lot of bloom on the top and some on the side that's forming. This is used to be completely Floragon, I cut back this part of the tree to put another variety on, and of course we've got a huge amount of bloom on the side that remains. Interesting thing about this kind of a project is that it seems that when I cut half of the tree back, the other half of the tree like makes 75% of what the whole tree would have, because this part of the tree has like the monopoly on sun. And this is, of course, great for top working because it gets a lot of shade. So anyway, we're expecting a lot of fruit from this particular part of the Floragon tree. This is a Namdok Mai that I cut back thinking that I would put another variety on it. I'm not sure if I will, but there is so much canopy in this space that I think we'll get the full crop of what this tree would have had. These particular branches were going into the space that the Floragon was, and so really haven't eliminated much fruit production. It's just eliminating the competition. Here is another lemon meringue, Popicolé, and the east side here has a lot of flowers. Of course, this is sort of our prize winner. This is Jakarta, and it is just making a spectacle of itself. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Hopefully we get a lot of Jakarta fruit. There's a few other trees down here, and then we'll look at this, these converted Haydens. Of course, these two here are ice cream. This one was our top work project. This is how to top work a mango tree, and that was a few years ago that we did that. It looks gorgeous. This used to be Valencia Pride. Now it's ice cream mango. And we don't see bloom yet, but I'm guessing we'll get a lot of bloom. This is an original ice cream tree that was a small one that was planted there. And right here is a cherry tree. I'm seeing some bloom right up here on that. Behind it is East Indian. I am not seeing bloom on East Indian yet. There's a couple trees that I'll mention down here. This part of the grove is a recent addition. This didn't used to be mango trees, but I planted seeds all the way down here because at that time, it's like, I think 3 years ago, we didn't have irrigation to this area and we didn't have a spigot anywhere close by. So I've just put seeds in the ground, and when they sprouted, the ones that survived and sprouted, I let them grow to a decent size and then top worked them. So in this area, all of these trees are top worked. Unfortunately, I don't see any flowers on them yet. So hoping that we get some flowers, because it sure seems like these are substantial enough to hold fruit now. So we'll do our final 5 trees here for this video. This is Ugly Betty, and most of the tree does not have flowers, but I'm seeing a few flowers way up on top just in this one area, and I'm seeing a few flowers right down here. So let's see if I could pull this down without breaking them off. But here we have flowers. We have emerging flowers right there. And it looks like a whole bunch of flowers coming out up here too. So Ugly Betty is on its way. Of course, this used to be a Hayden tree. This was a seedling of the Hayden tree that I top worked to Kaylee K, and there's some bloom that's just emerging right here. So that's fun. We'll have some Kaylee K this year. Let's see, behind it we have this tree just when it was big, it wasn't looking great, and so it doesn't look great right now either. This part of the tree I've actually grafted onto and it died, so this is not a long-term resident of the grove. Well, it's a past long-term, but it's not going to be with us for into the future. I'm guessing, maybe another 5 years or so. But this back part is pretty healthy, and I top worked Pineapple Pleasure onto that. It did not fruit any last year, but it looks like it might fruit this year. I do not see any flowers though. So this is of course, another old Hayden tree. I'm guessing these trees are maybe 80 years old, maybe more. They were planted, by at least the last owner, maybe, the previous owner, maybe the first owner. I'm number 3 for the number of owners that there have been. But this area right here is Guava Mango, and I'm seeing some flowers up there on that one branch and down here too. So looks like we'll have some Guava Mango. It actually sort of does taste like guava. Very nice flavor, savory flavor. This area here, that I'm not sure. It could be guava. This other side of the tree, I put elephant on because elephant is just such a very popular variety of like Thai green mango. It's very large fruit, and so I thought this would hold very large fruit. Last year we got, I think, 2 fruit from this particular area. I'm not seeing bloom yet, but I'm guessing it's going to bloom again this year. But yeah, this if it does bloom heavily, these branches will definitely be pulled down a lot. So we have one more tree. And you can see sort of the remnants of this tree. There's just a lot of huge sections of this tree that are convenient stepping stones or whatever for us. It was just very large. They had these 2 huge vertical trunks. But I decided this would be a lovely place to graft Marlis. Now, Marlis is known for having a very long season, so it also is known as Old Summer. Wait a second. It also is known as All Summer Long, but I call it Marlis. That was its original name, and that's what it's going to be here. But this project I started a little while ago, I think it was probably 3 years ago also, and right here we have bloom, and this is on the grafted part of the tree. Sometimes there'll be a sprout out of the original variety, but I'm pretty sure that is Marlis. It's either Marlis or Hayden. But let's look on the other side of this particular branch. Oh, right here is a good example, I guess. We don't have to walk all the way around. This is definitely Marlis. This curly leaf, it has a very attractive growth habit, and we have flowers. So we're going to get Marlis fruit for the first time this year. So that's a quick look at the southeast section of the grove. As you can see, almost everything is blooming. And, last night it got to be 45 degrees, and my blood has gotten thinner over the years because that felt really cold. Cold for humans, but perfect for mango flowers. I'm hoping that the rest of the trees that have not yet flowered will flower in response to that cold weather, and that will be enough cold weather for them and for me. So anyway, lots of flowers on the mangoes. I hope that makes lots of fruit for 2021.